She said, "You're too insecure to handle a woman like me," after I questioned her about her night out. I said, "You're right," and started handling her landlord instead. Turns out she's been behind on rent for months. Eviction notice comes tomorrow. I, 35 male, stared at my phone screen, reading Chloe's text for the third time. Got held up. Be home whenever. That was 4 hours ago. She'd left for drinks with the girls at 8 p.m. It was now 2:47 a.m. When she finally walked in at 3:15, heels in hand, makeup smudged, I was sitting on the couch. Me, "Hey, everything okay?" was getting worried. Swaying slightly. "Seriously? You waited up to interrogate me?" Me, "Not interrogating, just checking you're safe. You said you'd be home by midnight." Tossing her purse down hard. I said around midnight. Plans change. Adults adapt. A text would have been nice. That's all. She laughed. Not a happy laugh. That mean, condescending laugh she'd perfected lately. "Chloe, you know what your problem is, Nate? You're too insecure to handle a woman like me. I'm young, hot, successful, I have a life, friends, options, and you sit here like a sad little boy waiting for mommy to come home." Me, "I'm not insecure. I just expect basic communication from my girlfriend of 2 years. Girlfriend? More like parole officer. You want to track my every movement. It's pathetic. Maybe if you were more confident, more successful, you wouldn't be so threatened by me having fun without you." Me, "Chloe, you smell like cologne. Men's cologne." Her face shifted. Anger to defiance. "So?" I hugged people goodbye. "Crime of the century. You're proving my point. Insecure little man who can't handle that other men exist near his girlfriend." I never said, "I make 6 figures. I model on the side. I could have anyone, and I chose you. But maybe that was a mistake if you're going to act like this every time I have a night out." She wobbled to the bedroom, still ranting about my insecurity, my pathetic need for control, how I was lucky she even looked at me twice. Slammed the door. I sat there processing. 2 years together. Moved in together 8 months ago. Well, technically, I moved into her apartment. Her name on the lease. I paid half the rent directly to her each month. Helped with utilities, groceries. She handled the actual payments to the landlord. That cologne smell. The dismissive cruelty. The way she'd been lately. Secretive, condescending, always putting me down. My gut was screaming. Me, quietly, to myself. "You're right. I am too insecure to handle a woman like you." Next morning, Saturday, Chloe slept till noon. I was already up, researching. Amazing what you can find with public records and a little patience. The building's management company was listed online. Meridian Property Group. The landlord wasn't some faceless corporation. It was a guy named Howard Chen who owned several properties in the area. Professional website, contact info readily available. While Chloe showered, I made a decision. Drafted an email. "Mr. Chen, I'm a tenant at apartment number in your building on street. I've been residing here for 8 months, paying rent to the leaseholder, Chloe Martinez. I recently discovered there might be some issues with the rent payments. As I pay her directly and she handles the landlord payment, I wanted to verify everything is current. Could we discuss this? I want to ensure my housing situation is secure. Best, Nathan Walker." Sent it. Felt like crossing a line, but something was off. Chloe emerged, acted like nothing happened, made brunch plans with friends, didn't invite me. "You'd be bored. It's a fashion thing. Not really your scene." Another dig at my job in IT support. Decent job, good pay, but not glamorous enough for her world, apparently. She left. I deep cleaned the apartment, thinking. Found receipts in her desk, designer bags, shoes, expensive dinners. Also found past due notices, credit cards, folded up, hidden under other papers. Interesting. Monday morning, got a response from Howard Chen. "Nathan, thank you for reaching out. I'm glad you did. Ms. Martinez is currently 3 months behind on rent. I've sent multiple notices with no response. I was actually preparing to begin eviction proceedings. Can we speak by phone? This is a serious situation. 3 months behind. I'd given her $1,400 every month like clockwork, plus utilities. That's $4,200 she'd taken from me while not paying rent. Called Mr. Chen immediately. Nice guy, frustrated but professional. Chen. She's been a problem tenant, always excuses. Last month she said she was waiting on a modeling check. Month before, identity theft. I've been patient, but I have a mortgage to pay. Me, I've paid her my half every month, have bank records proving it. You're not on the lease, correct? No, subletting basically. Didn't know that was an issue. Technically, she needed written permission to sublet. Another violation. Listen, I like that you reached out. Shows character. I'm filing eviction paperwork tomorrow unless she pays in full. $400 plus late fees. What about my situation? Legally, you're not my tenant. She is. If she's evicted, you have to leave too. But given the circumstances, if you wanted to apply for the apartment yourself after she's out, I'm interested. Good. I'll email you an application. Between us, I'd rather have a responsible tenant who communicates than someone who takes rent money and spends it on God knows what. Hung up. Chloe had taken my money, not paid rent, and put my housing at risk while calling me insecure and pathetic. That evening, she came home with shopping bags. New outfit. There's a gallery opening Thursday. You wouldn't enjoy it, too pretentious for you, but I got something cute. I smiled. That's nice. Hey, I was thinking we should review our budget. Make sure we're on track with everything. Rolling her eyes. There you go again. So controlling. My finances are fine. Stop projecting your middle-class anxiety on me. Me, just want to make sure rent and everything is covered. Oh my God. Yes, Dad, rent is paid. Like always. You give me your little check, I handle the adult stuff. That's our arrangement. Now can you please stop being so insecure about money? It's not attractive. Wednesday, got another email from Chen. Eviction notice was ready. Would be served Thursday morning. He also mentioned he'd reviewed my application. Pending eviction of current tenant, he'd approve me. Same rent, but I'd get it solo. Thursday, left for work early. Chloe was still asleep. Around 10 a.m., my phone exploded. What did you do? At work. What's wrong? Don't play dumb. The landlord just showed up with an eviction notice, says I haven't paid rent in months. What? But you said rent was paid. You contacted him. I know you did. This is your fault. How is your not paying rent my fault? I had expenses, the modeling competition, entry fees, headshots, networking events, all investments in our future. You took my rent money and spent it on yourself? I was going to catch up. My tax refund is coming. You've ruined everything with your insecure snooping. You have 30 days to pay or vacate. That's between you and the landlord. 30 days? Where am I supposed to get $400? Maybe sell some of those designer bags? She hung up, texted me 47 times in the next hour, alternating between threats, insults, begging, and more insults. I screenshot everything. That night, came home to chaos. She was on the phone with her mom, crying dramatically. Saw me, hung up. Chloe, you're enjoying this, aren't you? Destroying my life because you can't handle a strong woman? You destroyed your own life by not paying rent. I just found out about it. We're a couple. You're supposed to support me, not conspire with landlords. Support doesn't mean enabling theft. You stole my rent money. Stole? I'm your girlfriend? What's yours is mine. Me. Actually, legally it's not. And taking money for rent then not paying rent? That's fraud. Her face went pale. You wouldn't dare. I haven't decided yet. Depends on how the next 30 days go. She tried everything that week. Seduction. Baby, remember how good we are together? Guilt. 2 years means nothing to you? Threats. I'll tell everyone you're an abusive, controlling psycho. Even had her modeling friends text me about how I was intimidated by a successful woman. I gray-rocked it all. Calm, factual responses. Meanwhile, quietly moved my important stuff to a storage unit. Set up mail forwarding. Prepared to leave if needed. Update 1. 2 weeks later. The escalation was swift and predictable. Chloe went from trying to manipulate me to full scorched earth. First, she tried to lock me out. Changed the locks while I was at work. Came home to find my key didn't work. She opened the door with a smirk. Oh, sorry, safety reasons. You can have a key when you apologize to Mr. Chen and fix this mess. That's illegal. I'm a resident here. You're not on the lease? You're a guest. My guest. And maybe you need to find somewhere else to stay until you remember whose apartment this is. I called Chen directly. He was furious. She can't change locks without permission. That's another lease violation. Document this. I'm adding it to the eviction file. Locksmith came within an hour. Chen's authorization. Chloe stood there screaming about men sticking together and financial abuse. Neighbors watching from doorways. She was building quite a reputation. Next, she went financial. Suddenly, remembered I owed her for various things. Sent an itemized bill. $3,700 for emotional labor, career counseling, and lifestyle upgrade services. Dead serious, I responded with my own itemized list. Every rent payment, utility payment, grocery bill, date night I'd paid for, came to over $22,000 over our relationship. Happy to go to small claims court to settle up if you'd like. She backed off that angle quick. Then came the social media campaign. Instagram stories about toxic men who can't handle successful women. TikToks about financial abuse in relationships. Tagged me in posts about insecure men who sabotage their girlfriends. My response? Posted my own update. Picture of the eviction notice. Caption: PSA, when your partner takes your rent money but doesn't pay rent, that's not insecurity. That's theft. 3 months of my payments went to shopping sprees instead of our landlord. Now we're both getting evicted. Choose partners who respect your contributions. Her friends started questioning her story. Some reached out privately. Wait, she really didn't pay rent? The narrative was crumbling. Meanwhile, I was working with Chen. He appreciated my cooperation, documentation, and professionalism. Even reduced the rent slightly for my solo application. Good tenants are hard to find, he said. Friday night, things went nuclear. Came home to find my laptop missing. My work laptop. Me, where's my computer? What computer? Haven't seen it. Me, the one that was on my desk. My work laptop. Examining her nails. Oh, that? My friend needed to borrow a laptop for her portfolio. You weren't using it. Me. I need it for work. Monday. Get it back now. Get your own laptop. Oh wait, you spent all your money conspiring against me. Called the police. Filed a report. Theft of property valued over $2,000. When officers arrived, Chloe played innocent. Officers, we're a couple. We share things. He's just being vindictive because we're breaking up. Officer, ma'am, did you take his laptop? I borrowed it for a friend. Without permission? I don't need permission to use things in my own home. Officer, it's his property. You need to return it immediately, or we'll arrest you for theft. She made a call. Friend brought the laptop back within an hour, but the damage was done. Police report filed. Another document for my growing folder. Update 2, final week. 7 days left on the eviction notice. Chloe had pivoted to desperation mode. Monday, she brought home a guy, introduced him as her new boyfriend, Trevor, made out with him loudly in the living room while I was trying to work from home. Trevor, awkward. So, you're the ex? Me, current roommate. For another week. She said you were stalking her. Check the kitchen counter. Eviction notice. She hasn't paid rent in 3 months. I'm moving out when she does. Trevor left pretty quickly after that. Chloe screamed that I ruined her rebound. Added it to her list of my crimes. Tuesday, her mom showed up. Helen, dressed like money, acted like entitlement incarnate. Helen, you must be the problem. My daughter says you've manipulated her landlord. Your daughter took $4,200 of my rent money and spent it on herself. Chloe is a free spirit. She shouldn't be confined by your petty bourgeois expectations. Paying rent is bourgeois? I'll write a check right now if you admit this is all your fault. Tell the landlord you lied. Even if I wanted to lie, which I don't, there's a paper trail, receipts, bank records, the 3 months of non-payment. Helen, to Chloe, you said he was lying about the money. He is. I was going to pay it. Helen left without writing any check. Apparently free spirits still need to face consequences. Wednesday. Woke up to find my tires slashed, all 4. Security footage showed a figure in a hoodie, but couldn't prove it was Chloe. Cost me $600 to replace. Added the invoice to my folder. Insurance claim filed. Thursday. The nuclear option. Chloe filed a restraining order request. Claimed I was harassing her, stalking her, making her feel unsafe in her own home. Court date set for Monday. After the eviction deadline. Convenient, but she messed up. In her filing, she admitted to taking my rent money. Wrote that I was harassing her about money she was going to repay when her modeling career took off. Beautiful written confession. Friday, D-Day, March 30th. Eviction deadline. Chloe hadn't packed a thing. Still in denial. My lawyer says you have to leave. This is my apartment. Sheriff arrived at noon with Chen. I was ready. Boxes packed, movers scheduled for 2 p.m. Sheriff, Ms. Martinez, you failed to pay or vacate. We're here to enforce the eviction. This is illegal. I have a restraining order. No, you have a hearing scheduled. Not the same thing. You need to leave. The meltdown was epic, screaming about discrimination, sexism, abuse, neighbors filming from doorways. She'd tormented them with late-night parties and hallway arguments for months. They were enjoying the show. When she refused to pack, the sheriff called a moving company. They'd bag her stuff, put it in storage, she'd get a bill. Chloe, to me, crying now. How can you do this? I loved you. Me, you loved my money. You loved having someone to blame. You never loved me. Where am I supposed to go? Me. Maybe ask Trevor, or your mom, or any of those friends who think I'm so controlling. My movers arrived, efficient, professional. My stuff was out in an hour. As I did a final walkthrough, Chen pulled me aside. Application approved. You can move back in tomorrow if you want. Fresh lease, your name only. Me, actually, I found another place, closer to work, but thank you. Understood. For what it's worth, you handled this with class. She's lucky you didn't press charges for theft. Chloe overheard. Theft? I'm his girlfriend. Ex-girlfriend, who stole rent money. He could have had you arrested. Count your blessings. Final update. 2 months later. Restraining order hearing was dismissed. Judge read her filing, saw her admission about taking rent money, looked at my evidence of her harassment, warned her about filing false reports. She tried suing me for illegal eviction. Lawyer laughed her out of the office when she admitted she hadn't paid rent and wasn't even supposed to have a subtenant. Last I heard through mutual friends, living with her mom in the suburbs. Mom making her pay rent. Ironic. Lost most of her friends when the truth came out. Modeling career consisted of paying Instagram photographers. Still posting about toxic exes, but engagement is way down. Me? New apartment. Quieter. No drama. Started dating a woman from my building's coffee shop. She actually pays her bills and doesn't call me insecure for expecting basic respect. Funny thing about Chloe calling me too insecure to handle a woman like her. She was right. I was too insecure. Too insecure to recognize emotional abuse. Too insecure to demand financial transparency. Too insecure to leave when she first showed her contempt. Not anymore. Now, I'm exactly secure enough to handle women like her, by not handling them at all. By letting them face the consequences of their own entitlement. She thought she could live rent-free in every sense. Free apartment, free money, free pass to treat me like garbage. Reality had other plans. The best part? I didn't have to scheme or plot. Just made one phone call to verify my housing was secure. Her own actions did the rest. 3 months of theft, documented lies, harassment, and entitlement. All I did was shine a light on it. Sometimes the best revenge isn't elaborate. It's just stepping aside and letting someone hit the wall they've been building themselves. Chloe wanted a man confident enough to handle her. Careful what you wish for. Confident men don't subsidize someone else's delusions. They protect themselves and move on. And that's exactly what I did.